The interest rate cuts are warming the US dollar. And how long can Bitcoin and Ethereum continue to surge? A record-breaking $270.4 billion. Are stablecoins really accumulating momentum for a bull market? Arthur Hayes admitted defeat and covered his positions, and Trump's second son strongly supported him. How long can Ethereum continue to soar? Altcoins ETF waiting in line for the SEC's flip. Which one will take the lead? Solana, XRP, or Dogecoin? El Salvador's new approach. Investment banks can play with Bitcoin, but they must verify their capital first. 5G skips towers and instead performs high-altitude ballet? World Mobile to rewrite the communication rules.
Monday, August 11th. BitcoinTV English channel. Where is the coin chain? I am Michael. Let's start with the 24-hour data headlines of the cryptocurrency circle. The news of interest rate cuts crushed the US dollar, plunging volatility and sending arbitrage funds rushing back into emerging markets. Brazil, South Africa, and Egypt instantly became the flow leaders. Wall Street giants collectively declared the dollar bearish, sending high-risk assets into a frenzy, and the cryptocurrency market took advantage. Bitcoin's market capitalization soared to $2.45 trillion, surpassing Amazon to become the sixth largest in the world. Its total market capitalization soared to over $4.129 trillion, with trading volume reaching $143.5 billion, creating a buzz resembling a concert. Bitcoin returned to $120,000, while Ethereum broke $4,300, demonstrating a desire to invest in just one asset. Bitcoin's market share dropped to 59.9%, while Ethereum's rose to 12.8%. Altcoins were even more excited, rising 15.44% in a single week. AI plus Web3, reliable web apps, RWA, GameFi, and memes all took turns igniting the market. But don't forget, the smaller coins rise quickly and fall even harder. When the big brother sneezes, the smaller ones fall flat. This is both a sign that the bull market is hitting the accelerator and a warning of a period of high volatility. Notably, the Wall Street Wolf, W, has bucked the trend and endured pressure during this market rally. As of now, its price is around $0.0290, down another 5% over the past 24 hours, bringing its market capitalization to approximately $428 million and placing it in the top 210 on CoinGecko. Despite the price decline, its trading volume over the past 24 hours remained as high as $33.26 million, demonstrating continued active short-term capital speculation and continued trading activity during the correction. Ethereum has truly broken the barrier to entry this time, with its total market capitalization surpassing $500 billion, directly unlocking access to several major US states. Public funds from New Hampshire, Texas, and Oklahoma can now legitimately purchase Ethereum. Last week, the Ethereum spot ETF attracted $326.6 million, not only attracting funds for 2 consecutive weeks, but also surpassing the $253.2 million raised by the Bitcoin ETF. This wave of CAPE or Oranes capital voting is quite straightforward. Coupled with the impending upgrade, the booming DeFi market, and the resurgence of on-chain popularity, Ethereum holds the 3 trump cards of price breakthroughs, policy support, and capital influx. It is highly likely that the short-term surge will continue, and in the long term, it may also usher in a wave of state government group purchases. On August 11th, stablecoins once again dominated the charts. The global market capitalization reached a record high of $270.41 billion, absorbing $2.445 billion in just 7 days. USDT remains the leader with a market capitalization of $164.561 billion, holding a firm 60.86% share. USDC follows closely behind with $64.965 billion, a weekly increase of 1.74%. Even more dramatic, the newcomer Ethena USD, Falcon USD, and Falcon USD have doubled in the past month, with increases of 92.58% and 95.78%, which is like a shot of chicken blood. Looking back, stablecoins fell from their highs in 2022 and 2024. It started to climb steadily in the middle of the year, and now it has broken through the previous high, indicating that the funds and liquidity on the chain have returned. Don't forget that stablecoins are the cash pockets of the market, which can help HKEX and DeFi. This wave of record highs is likely due to both institutional and retail investors stockpiling their war chests, waiting for the next round of crypto drama to unfold. Please like and follow us for the latest developments in the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and mining circles within the next 24 hours. Click the bell to join our channel and become a member. You'll receive your membership code Monday through Friday. The cryptocurrency world can see several dramas unfold daily, and this time, Arthur Hayes is starring in a dramatic reversal. In early August, the co-founder of BitMEX had just dumped $13.34 million in crypto assets, solemnly stating that the risk was too great. Less than a week later, he admitted defeat on Twitter, declaring he would buy back all his Ethereum holdings. He even swore to Tom Lee, the world's largest Ethereum holder, "I swear I'll never take profits again. Will you forgive me?" This self-deprecating move not only amused the onlookers, but also catapulted Ethereum sentiment to a new high.
Separately, Eric Trump, the second son of the U.S. president, publicly urged investors on social media not to short Bitcoin and Ethereum, saying it was refreshing to see Ethereum shorts getting crushed and predicting that shorts would be wiped out. While this news boosted short-term sentiment, capital flows and the movements of major investors indicate a remaining cautious market. According to CoinGlass data, the sharp rise in cryptocurrencies over the past 24 hours has resulted in over $130 million in forced liquidations of short positions, with ETH short positions suffering the most. Significant losses.
Ethereum has been on a tear recently, reaching a peak of $4,300, with its market capitalization nearly reaching $520 billion. It even briefly surpassed MasterCard and Netflix, entering the top 25 global asset market capitalization rankings and effectively entering the core circle of global capital. While Bitcoin has been steadily trading around $116,000, Ethereum has been a lone contender. Even more interesting is the on-chain data. Currently, there are 470,000 Ethereum waiting to be destaked, while fewer than 50,000 have been newly staked. This suggests that many investors believe that at this price, it's best to maintain flexibility in their Ethereum holdings in case of a sudden market shift. Since BlackRock's IBIT received SEC approval in January 2024, its assets under management have soared to $84 billion. Even more interestingly, Harvard University has quietly invested in it. As of the end of Q2 this year, Harvard Management Company held 1.9 million shares of IBIT, with a market value of $117 million, making it their fifth largest equity investment, even surpassing their $114 million investment in Alphabet. This demonstrates that Bitcoin ETFs have evolved from an alternative to a legitimate investment for prestigious universities.
BlackRock currently only lists Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs in the U.S. Although the U.S. SEC is reviewing several ETF proposals tracking assets such as XRP, SOL, and Doge, BlackRock has clarified that it has no plans to file for XRP or SOL spot ETFs, temporarily dispelling speculation about altcoin ETFs and shifting the focus back to the dramatic changes in the U.S. regulatory environment under President Trump.
Last spring, Bitcoin ETFs ignited the market, and the second half of this year is likely to see the arrival of a crypto ETF summer. A slew of altcoin ETFs, including SOL, XRP, and Doge, are queuing up at the SEC, with the number of spot ETF applications exceeding 70. The Solana staking ETF has already launched, and the Trump organization is also planning a crypto de Anpuso Onela Sampo Crypto Blue Chip Portfolio ETF. The US SEC is still developing unified listing rules, seemingly preparing for a centralized approval process. This ETF summer differs from the on-chain DeFi summer of 2020, driven by both Wall Street and Congress. If more altcoin ETFs are approved, the influx of funds could lead to supply pressure of up to $710 billion. However, whether or not these ETFs will be approved depends on hard metrics such as liquidity, manipulation risk, and custody.
From Universal Chivo to the current high-threshold bank, is El Salvador trying to turn Bitcoin into a game of power and privilege? Drones challenge satellites for the best signal coverage.
Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele is a die-hard Bitcoin fan. He recently discussed Bitcoin usage and mining power with Pakistan's cryptocurrency minister Bilal bin Saqib, hoping to bring Pakistan into the fold. At the end of July, they signed a major deal with Bolivia's central bank, which was grappling with the currency crisis, directly promoting the use of cryptocurrency as a replacement for fiat currency. Remember, at the time, Bolivia was facing a dollar shortage, even halting international trade. While others were still debating whether to legalize Bitcoin, El Salvador was already actively courting international partners and, internally, providing VIP access to Bitcoin investment banks. This demonstrates solid execution.
Recently, the El Salvador Legislative Assembly passed the investment banking law, paving the way for investment banks to enter the market. Unlike commercial banks, this law allows investment banks to obtain digital asset service providers (PSAD) after obtaining the license. Bitcoin and other digital assets will be included in the balance sheet, and cryptocurrency services will be provided to mature investors.
The Bitcoin system is so perfect that I think it's going to be the future. And it is the present already in a lot of things, but it's going to be big, way bigger in the future.
However, the bill sets a relatively high threshold. Investment banks must have at least $50 million in registered capital and $250,000 in disposable funds. Mature investors must have $250,000 in assets and pass a banking service knowledge test, or directly prove that their assets reach $500,000.
Generally speaking, El Salvador has paved the way for Bitcoin investment banks. With the new law, investment banks that underwrite and issue securities for companies and serve institutional clients can now openly accept Bitcoin in their accounts. The goal is simple: to attract more professional players to invest in digital assets. Supporters applaud, saying this is a sure thing and that El Salvador is poised to become an emerging financial center. After all, institutional investors have been a major force in the local crypto scene in recent years, and lax regulations have attracted a large number of related companies. However, others are pessimistic, arguing that these Bitcoin policies offer little direct benefit to ordinary people, while instead enriching the government and large corporations. Whether this ultimately creates a win-win situation will depend on how the situation unfolds. The communications industry is never short of breakout players. Helium Mobile, leveraging its distributed network of wireless nodes, has deployed nearly 59,000 hotspots. Partnering with established telecom companies like AT&T and Movistar, the company is continuously expanding its wireless coverage and addressing signal-deprived areas. Elon Musk's Starlink, leveraging over 6,000 satellites in orbit, already provides internet services to over 75 countries and regions, gaining a significant following in remote areas. Now, veteran communications pioneer World Mobile has partnered with Indonesian telecom giant Protelindo to launch a new product, World Mobile Stratospheric. This initiative directly addresses the shortcomings of global communications, aiming to bring even areas without signal coverage to the internet.
World Mobile is building a blockchain-based 5G network, utilizing hydrogen-powered drones cruising at 60,000 feet to deliver direct internet access to users worldwide. Each drone is equipped with 450 steerable light beams, covering 15,000 square kilometers with a latency of just 6 milliseconds. This is faster than satellite communications and 18 times less expensive per GB, offering both performance and cost advantages, and has the potential for large-scale deployment.
World Mobile is building a blue chip chain. Why would you come to the World Mobile chain to build your project? Because we're looking at delivering telecommunications services.
If this aerial communication network is rolled out, mobile phones will have signal access regardless of whether you're in the deep mountains or the wilderness. Leveraging its technological and cost advantages, it has the potential to capture a significant share of the $98.3 billion sky communications market. However, implementation is challenging. Drones must withstand stratospheric radiation, thermal shock, and obtain flight permits from various countries with strict airspace regulations. Nevertheless, this project is a breath of fresh air in the communications industry, not only transcending the limitations of ground-based base stations and satellites, but also potentially ushering in a new era of fast and affordable global communications.
Bossma make Grok 4 free for all users worldwide. Play for free a few times a day, then pay later when you're done. AI World Derby, OpenAI artificial intelligence model Grok 4, he was beaten so badly that he doubted his life, and he was immediately crowned a god after winning all 4 games. JD.com is urgently hiring stablecoin chain event planners. Come and play with digital currency with Pay, a new way to slack off at work. Ant Group issued an announcement overnight. What rare earth RMB stablecoin? It's fake. Don't believe it. Netizens commented, even Ant Group is fighting against counterfeiting. These scammers are really bold. El Salvador buys Bitcoin again. 6265 piece. Value 7.61 million knives. Truly national level HODL.
Okay, that's the main content of today's program. Our channel focuses on valuable news in the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and mining circles, including news information and in-depth special reports. If you think our channel is valuable, you are welcome to forward and follow us. You can also become our member and receive the member wealth code from Monday to Friday. Let's get rich together and add a zero to our assets in the bull market. See you tomorrow.